So it's kind of like a winner-take-all when it comes to the tiebreaker in the standings and things like that you're going to hear a lot about as we wind down the close of the regular season. Terrific officiating crew tonight. Bert Smith, Ramey Steins, and Ted Valentine. Syracuse has won the last 2 meetings. Clemson has won the last 3 times in this building and 5 of the last 6. And the Tigers will get it first here.
And of course, Syracuse drops back into their zone defense, and most teams try to attack that by getting the ball into the middle in the free throw line area.
Here's Tyson with an early 3. And Hall tried to keep it alive. Shefflin chases it down. Second opportunity here for Brad Brownell's team.
And that's a good sign for Clemson that Shefflin active early.
Galloway, back rim miss, and a 3rd try for Shefflin.
Oh, very active early.
Here's Hall, skip across. Tyson, a shot fake on Mintz. Now here's Hunter. He'll try for 1. Nope. 4th try for Shefflin. Ian right back into traffic, skips it in the corner. Hunter will launch again. Yes, sir. I tell you what, I don't know how many at-bats before somebody was going to get a hit, but Chase Hunter's on the board.
And Chase Hunter, Wes, he has really shot the 3 very poorly in ACC play. Only 18%. And he shot early in the year, he was shooting 53% from beyond the arc. And so that's a very good sign for Clemson that he's able to hit a 3.
He has lost 0.8 of a point from his regular season average to his conference average at 13.5 points a game. He's still the 5th best free throw shooter in the ACC. Galloway for Tyson. Quick entry for Shefflin. And I'm always intrigued how teams dissect what Syracuse does. Here's Galloway, a little soft runner. You have to make a decision what you're going to be about offensively when you play the orange.
Well, there isn't any question, Wes. You can set screens against the zone, but the main thing you have to do is move the ball. The ball can't stick with one guy. Ideally, you'd like it to go in and out, side to side, and get yourself a good look.
Here's Bell, the very talented freshman from California, and he'll put the orange on the board. A lot to like about 6'7" Chris Bell.
Yeah, he's a long, lean, bouncy kind of guy, Wes. And 70% of his field goal attempts in conference play are from 3-point range. So that's a little bit unusual. He gets in the mid-range, although clearly he can make that.
Galloway attacking from the wing. 15 to shoot for Hall.
Weston, that's one thing that's hard to do. You attack from the wing and try to pass against the interior of that zone. Syracuse really does a nice job covering up those plays.
Galloway going to traffic, had it knocked away, and that was Malik Brown that got a hand on it. And here is Joseph Girard III. He and Judah Mintz, a talented freshman, run Coach Boeheim's offense. And here's Girard's first 3 of the night. And the rebound for Brown. He's fouled by Hall on the stick back. First on P.J. Hall, first on the Tigers.
Well, Syracuse, Wes, in conference play is a little bit less than an average offensive rebounding team. But that's a great job by Brown. He got that rebound in the middle of 3 Clemson Tigers.
So here is Brown. He's a 54% free throw shooter. And the first one good. Malik Brown is from Culpeper, Virginia. Played at the Blue Ridge School. He was AAU teammates with a youngster we'll see later tonight for Syracuse, and Justin Taylor. You see Alex Hemingway onto the floor. He's been averaging just 5 minutes in the last 2 games. Hemingway missed most of December and almost all of January with plantar fasciitis. He has come back in the lineup, but only played, as I mentioned, just a handful of minutes in the last couple games. But he's in early for Galloway, and Hunter bangs away on another 3.
Now, if you're the Syracuse coaching staff, you got to be sitting over there scratching your heads that, you're saying, is this guy tonight's the night he's going to hit 3s?
Bell, here's Edwards. Hall with the foul now. We'll keep an eye on that tonight in our post matchup. And there is Mintz stepping out of bounds against Hemingway. The challenge tonight for Hemingway is going to try and stay in front of Mintz, because if he and Hunter switch, right?
Right, that's the challenge for anybody, because Mintz, I don't know that anybody can stay consistently in front of Mintz.
Early 5-point lead for the Tigers. Tyson.
And you got to make that zone move, Wes.
Here's Shefflin, cross corner for Hunter Tyson. Tigers are rolling from behind the line early. 3 threes of their 4 field goals and an early 8-point lead.
Wes, the ball went from side to side. It went inside, and then it went back out. That's perfect offensive execution.
Mintz tried to hit Edwards. Opts for Girard's triple. And Tyson, the backside rebound.
Now, if you're Clemson and you get that rebound, Wes, you got to be really careful when you make the outlet pass, because Joe Girard likes to sit there in the weeds, and he's picked off more than one of those this year.
Yeah, we saw him play a little defensive back last week against NC State like that. Here's the post. Hall knocks in the jump shot. First points for P.J. Hall. Celebrated his 22nd birthday yesterday. 5th best scorer in conference play. 8th best rebounder. Having a terrific junior campaign once his health returned, Dan. 10-point lead. Mintz is fouled by Hemingway. It'll be the first on Alex Hemingway. It'll be the second on the Tigers. But Clemson is operating early from the perimeter. Shefflin skips it into the corner. Tyson's got a 3, and the Tigers lead by 10.
ACC tournament consideration, but their games next week, Wes, are going to go a long way to determining whether they can get themselves back on track for an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament.
Judah Mintz, 75% at the line. The freshman, Fort Washington, Maryland, who's averaged 19 points and 5 assists in his last 2 ball games, gets the back end of the 2-shot chance. You saw the Orange would draw Carolina in the 8-9 game. Tar Heels play tonight at South Bend. One of 4 ACC games on the slate tonight, including this one here.
Yeah, you can't hold the ball. You got to keep it moving.
There is Ben Middlebrooks, and he's fouled from behind, I believe. Oh, it was Kadir Copeland who comes into the ball game, a 6'6" freshman from Philadelphia, who played 5 minutes the other night against Duke after not playing the previous 4 games. And young Copeland out of IMG Academy tickets Middlebrooks with his first foul.
Wes, you saw there the defense was really pushed up, and they just lost Middlebrooks in the back.
Free throw no good by Middlebrooks. Don't forget, Thursday night means women's basketball on ACC Network. Miami and Louisville get us started at 6 o'clock from the Yum Center. And then State and Duke from Cameron, 8 o'clock. Thursday nights on ACC Network, always streaming on the ESPN app. Middlebrooks got the back end of the 2-shot try.
Let's keep in mind that the Clemson Tigers, even in this tough stretch that they've had, they've started games very well.
Mintz tried to take Hemingway off the dribble. Edwards gets the rebound. Here is Copeland racing through, feeds Brown, layup good. Malik Brown and Ted Valentine stopping play here. And now they're going to go to the benches. And I think there's a question here on clock. And so the officials, Dan, as you know in this part, they can go to the monitor here to reset the game. Not reset it from the start, but reset it from when the malfunction occurred.
Scorer timer's error is something they can always review.
Yep.
There are certain things, Wes, they can review at, like at the end of a game in the last 2 minutes, but scorer timer's review, they can review at any time. And I'm not sure whether it's the clock or the shot clock.
Okay.
Game clock, I think.
Okay.
But that was, Wes, how about that play that Brown just made inside? I mean, he's got really good hands, and he can score close to the basket, and he was under a lot of pressure.
Okay, so with clock is in the left corner for you here. And here's Edwards on the rebound. Now keep an eye on Brown at the foul line.
He just steps right in, Wes. That's really a good play. I never saw the clock stop.
Yeah, I didn't either. So 8-point lead for Clemson. And they got all 3 guys plus folks here who handle all this. And
we've got somebody there with a stopwatch.
If they have to, yeah.
Well, it's a game clock issue. And like I say, I'm not sure that the issue occurred during that replay we just showed. That was the last play, but it may have occurred earlier than that.
Good chance to remind you, with wrestling season wrapping up, Friday Night Duels is moved aside. Now we get ACC lacrosse for you. Jenny Levy and North Carolina. They're the defending national champions, #1 in the country. They'll be in Blacksburg Friday night, 7 o'clock. ACC women's lacrosse on ACC Network and always available for you on the ESPN app. Well, the good news here for us and for everybody else involved is we got 3 talented guys on the whistle tonight to sort this out, man.
Well, the problem I don't think is with the whistle.
No. So, Ramey Stein's talking to Jim Boeheim. Bert Smith will bring Brad Brownell up to speed, and
okay,
we're ready to go.
All that, and they took 2 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
Okay.
So there we go.
Well, we want to be right, and they were right.
Everything's up to date in Kansas City and in Clemson. So here we go. Here's Hemingway. Shefflin on the baseline. Nice skip out front. Hunter another one. Too strong there. Edwards collects the rebound. And here's the orange. Girard against Hemingway. Crafty Joe Girard off the glass. And boy, good job by Shefflin inside. He boxed out Brown, who's already proven to be an asset at the offensive glass. Hemingway out of the corner. Bounces away. Shefflin tried to contend. Took a spill. Here the orange. Mintz a 2-on-3. Kick out for Girard. Got it.
Girard, Wes, he's almost automatic with that 3 in transition. Nice job by Girard to run the court and Mintz to find him.
Yep. 3 ball from Girard. He's had 20 plus in 2 of his last 3. Orange trailed by 10, now just 5. Here's Shefflin. 1 dribble back for Hunter. Now Tyson. Another 3.
That was a great job by Hunter West. He was going to start to dribble that ball, but saw Tyson and didn't. And I think that's the key against the zone. Move the ball. Don't dribble the ball.
Clemson's 4 of 9 from 3. And a reach on Hemingway will be his 2nd. So 2 fouls on Hemingway, 3 on Clemson. Galloway's going to come back in the ball game, and he'll replace the junior from Newburgh, Indiana. But here's another look at Girard's marksmanship.
Well, Girard, he just knows the spot to run to in transition, and there's Hunter at the top of the key. He starts to dribble, but then he passes the ball, and not only is Clemson getting good shots, they're making them.
Yep.
They were shot terribly from 3-point range against Louisville. They've already made as many 3s tonight as they did in the entire game against Louisville.
Copeland into traffic. He gets it to Mintz on the drive, and Shefflin did a good job blocking his path. Turned over by the orange. Chase Hunter. Back for Galloway, ready to shoot. Back rim miss. Middlebrooks tried to poke it away.
I think Galloway is always ready to shoot.
There's no question.
And I don't think that's a bad shot. You get an open 3 like that in transition, I think you have to take it.
Edwards back down. Mintz launching and hits. Judah Mintz now, his 13th 3 of the year. He hit a big one last Tuesday night against NC State. And he draws the orange back to within 5 again.
Weston, he's still shooting under 30% in conference play from 3.
Tyson a hard dribble, and now Galloway. Hunter tees up another one. And Middlebrooks will chase it down. Second chance here for Clemson.
Clemson so far really doing a nice job on the offensive boards, and they are not a very good offensive rebounding team.
Chase Hunter penetrates, tried to feed Middlebrooks, deflected out of there. Benny Williams got a hand in the path. First turnover by the Tigers on the other end. Copeland driving basket.
And the Tigers just didn't get back very quickly that time. Copeland just never stopped.
Copeland playing in just his 16th game. This freshman from Philadelphia starting to see more minutes here in the last couple games. Hunter Tyson knocks another one down. He's got 9 and off to a good start.
Well, I think the reason that Copeland is in the game is they want him to chase the 3-point shooters, and Jim Boeheim a little upset right there because he did not get out on Hunter Tyson.
8 minutes gone in the first half. Syracuse has hit their last 3 from the floor. Benny Williams thinking about it. On the drive, jumper from in front. And the rebound, Galloway. Quick outlet, here's Hunter.
That's great defense by Shefflin.
Clemson will launch them with the best of them, won't they, Dan?
Yeah, they sure will. You gotta move the ball before they do.
Galloway, Chase Hunter, how about it? Nope. And Hunter Tyson collects the rebound. Foul line jumper, got it. Hunter Tyson's got 11. And old number 5 from Monroe looks like he's up for duty tonight.
I think Syracuse has to get the ball inside to Edwards on the offensive end, and obviously they need to do a better job blocking out on the other end.
Middlebrooks tried to pin him off. Here's Williams. Nice jump shot. Benny Williams off the baseline.
And Benny Williams is a guy who has a lot of talent and ability, Wes. He's come under a lot of criticism because he's so athletic and he just hasn't really played very well. But he's a guy who hasn't been a big factor in ACC play. So if they can get 6 or 8 points out of him, that'll be great.
Look out. Hunter Tyson has got 13, and Jim Boeheim gets a timeout. It's a 9-point lead for the Clemson Tigers. And it's been engineered by Hunter Tyson, Dan.
It's been engineered by three-point shooting, Wes. The Tigers really hot from outside. It means almost 80% of their attempts have been from 3, and that's because the defense is giving them that 3, or that's what they're getting with their ball movement against the defense. I think they have to be careful. You don't want to fall in love with that thing.
So it's about living and dying on that line again?
Well, I don't know. They're getting good shots. When you get good shots, you have to take them. It's when you start settling for the 3s.
Here's Mintz on a hard drive against Galloway, left it short. And R.J. Godfrey on the floor during the timeout. So is Dylan Hunter. With Brevin Galloway, P.J. Hall, and Hunter Tyson, who's last been seen knocking in 3s.
Well, he's 4 or 5 tonight, Wes.
Yep. Here's Hall. He has got the opening field goal of the game, and that's about it. 5 to shoot. P.J. quick pass. Godfrey up strong, scores. Nice pass by P.J. Hall.
Wes, it was a nice pass. I thought it was a little risky pass, though. The defense was collapsing. I think if you're P.J. Hall, you got to shoot that one.
Biggest lead of the night for the Tigers now at 11. Under 10 to go. Here's Jesse Edwards. He lost it and then had it taken away by Dylan Hunter. 4th turnover on the Orange. And that ball got kicked by Judah Mintz. Ted Valentine with some observant officiating. He'll come right over here in front of us.
Signal too.
Yeah, Ted always
got that leg
spot on with the kick
up
signal.
In the air.
Yeah.
Very athletic.
No question. Foul line Hall again. Oh, Galloway was almost ready. Orange flood to Hunter Tyson. Here's Hall again at the foul line. PJ right over the top of Edwards, got the roll.
He's got such a quick trigger, Wes. He turns and Edwards has to stay down because he's thrown a couple of passes and then he gets the shot off before Edwards, one of the top shot blockers in college basketball, can get up there to contest.
Yeah, Jesse's #1 in the ACC. He's got 76 rejections coming into the game. Copeland launching from the corner. And here's Galloway with 9 to go in the first half.
Well, this is, I don't think Brad Brownell could have hoped for a better offensive start.
Dylan Hunter tried to feed it to Hall, turned it over.
Wes, that's what I'm talking about. You get inside that zone, you think, okay, I can make a pass, but Syracuse, their guys, their arms are long, and they really are good at tipping that ball away.
Copeland against Hunter Tyson, trying to find something and missed the shot. Orange is now 6 of 14 from the floor.
Well, Copeland in ACC play, Wes, has scored a total of 5 field goals. He's already taken 2 or 3 shots. I don't think that's what Jim Boeheim put him in there to do.
Here's Hall at the foul line again. Half dozen for P.J. Hall. 15-point lead for Clemson.
And now what you're seeing, Wes, is Syracuse is pushing out on the 3-point shots, and so there's a little bit more open space on the interior.
And that's going to be a foul on Dylan Hunter. He and Gerard tangled up as Edwards was helping with the screen. First on Hunter, 4 on Clemson, and P.J. Hall.
Well, Hall is a guy who can operate inside, and this time he just catches it in quick release before anybody can get to him. The last time he faked a pass, and that kept Jesse Edwards down, and then the quick release.
P.J. had 19 points, 11 rebounds, and a 13-point loss at the JMA Dome last year when these two teams squared off. Middlebrooks is in, Hall is out.
Well, you need to get Hall a breather a couple of times during the game, and when you're up by 15 is a pretty good time to do it.
Mintz on the floor. He's got Gerard, Edwards. Brown has returned with Benny Williams. Edwards lunging into Middlebrooks, and that's going to be on Ben Middlebrooks. His first. 5 now on the Tigers. We come back to Littlejohn. Clemson up 15. Part of this initiative, members of Syracuse and Clemson joined one another on the court to demonstrate their commitment to seeing each other as equals and treating each other with respect and dignity at all times, recognizing that our differences don't divide us but make us stronger. As we welcome you back to Littlejohn and a 15-point Tiger lead.
The Orange have to figure out a way to get the ball in the hands of Jesse Edwards in scoring position.
Here is Edwards with a touch, and right back to Girard. A little ball screen to try and help Joe against Brevin Galloway with 10 to shoot, fall away 2. And it will roll off the rim, and Hall had it. Shefflin tried to bat it away, and 2 guys couldn't touch it and keep it before it went over the end line.
Wes, Joe Girard, he's really added that to his game this year. It's really, he gets in there, and even against taller guys, he can create that turnaround jump shot situation. And this is just, the guys can't grab it.
Girard, quick slip to Mintz. Boy, is this young man talented, Dan. Hit the side of the glass, though, on the shot.
Syracuse has forced some shots.
Wiggins, quick pass, Shefflin. In traffic. Ian got to do something with it and tried to get rid of it.
3 seconds.
And 3 seconds to call.
Wes, all you need to know about the Syracuse offense at this point is Jesse Edwards has no field goal attempts and Quadir Copeland has 3.
Yeah. 4 turnovers on Clemson. Copeland won't get any shots for the moment. He's on the bench. Edwards, however, in the game.
Well, all I'm pointing out is
you're
Copeland
right.
in ACC play has a total of 13 shots on the year. He's coming into the game. Edwards has to handle the ball in scoring position.
Here is Girard. 8 to shoot, spinning on Hunter, trying to find an alley, pushes it up and in. Tough shot, 5 in the first half for Girard.
He's more athletic than you think, Wes, but that was just craftiness.
Yep. Under 7 to go in this first half. Here's Chauncey Wiggins, who comes into the ball game averaging 11 minutes in league play. Hall a 3. Back rim miss, and Mintz the foul line rebound.
Now again, just because you're open from out there, Wes, doesn't mean necessarily you have to take it. You got to move the ball, get other people involved.
PJ's a 40% three-point shooter. Here's Benny Williams, a line drive, and Hall will grab that from his own teammate. PJ might have snarled at Wiggins for trying to get the rebound.
Yes, I think he did, Wes.
Here's Hall, quick pass, Shefflin to catch and score. Dan, that's the foul line advantage we see all the time when teams are really excelling against Syracuse.
Well, and that time Jesse Edwards pushed out on him and prevented him from shooting, but he made the pass.
6 minutes to play. Galloway will get his first foul of the night. 6th on the Tigers. And another look at this foul line play. We saw it a couple weeks ago with Virginia Tech, Dan.
Well, you get the ball inside and he turns, and you see Edwards is right on top of him because Hall's made a couple from out there, and the guys on the wings of the defense don't drop back fast enough. And Shefflin, good catch and score in traffic.
Tigers have got 14 of their 33 in the paint, building this 15-point lead. Bell has come back for the Orange. Original starters out there for the Hall of Fame head coach. And they're going to call a bump on Wiggins against Bell going baseline. Crowd doesn't like it. The partisans here thought the 6'10 freshman was doing a pretty good job defending a 6'7 California freshman in Bell.
He never really got in front of him, Wes. And he tried to cut him off and bounced him out of bounds.
1-and-1 for Bell, who's 82% at the line. He was scoreless in 11 minutes, and you see Ted Valentine and Brad Brownell in conversation as Bell hits the first. Chris Bell had double figures a week ago Tuesday against NC State and then went scoreless against Duke, and he hit both ends of the 1-and-1.
Wes, one thing that I think is happening here on the offensive end, Syracuse has really been bothered by the physical nature of Clemson's defense.
Yep.
And Clemson doing a great job preventing dribble penetration and covering up Edwards on the inside.
Hunter Tyson back on the floor. Skip for Galloway. Baseline, here's Hall. Look at the ball movement, left wing. Tyson Shot fake, Hunter, Galloway. Step in, feeds Hall against Edwards. Back for Tyson, 5 to shoot. Tyson, foul line jumper. Got it. Wow. 15 first half points, or 16 points in this first half now for Hunter Tyson.
Well, I guess, Wes, you could say he's out of his little slump.
I think you can confirm that, and Hall forces an Orange turnover. Galloway. The light is always green for 11 in the white. And another timeout for the Orange. Clemson's got their biggest lead of 18 in this first half. Points. He's 6 of 7 from the floor and 4 of 5 from 3. And Dan, a month ago, he was a virtual lock for all ACC first team, right?
Well, Wes, not only was he a lock for all ACC first team, but there was a lot of talk about him as player of the year.
And interesting now, a little bit of a slip. Clemson's lost 4 out of 5 coming in 5 of their last 9. But it'll be incumbent upon guys like Hunter Tyson and P.J. Hall and Chase Hunter if the Tigers are going to pull this thing from the edge.
Well, there's no question, Wes, and you have opportunities. It's not like the season's over.
Right.
And if they play like this, my heavens.
Post play for Edwards. Here's a touch for the big fella. Back for Mintz, and then got deflected out of there. Bell scoops it up. Hall tried to deflect it. Wiggins there to defend the jumper from Bell. Brown returned it, and Hall blocked it.
Wes, the energy, the activity, the hustle by Clemson on defense is really something. You know, P.J. Hall was out at the top of the key trying to prevent Mintz from getting a shot off, and then he goes down inside and blocks the shot. Syracuse has to figure out some way to match the Clemson aggressiveness.
Here is Girard. Now Edwards. Foul line jumper, and it will roll away, and there'll be a foul called on Dylan Hunter trying to contend with the box out on Malik Brown.
Well, Malik Brown, Wes, is a guy who works really hard on the inside. He's a really good offensive rebounder.
Yeah.
And you got to get a body on him, and Dylan Hunter tried to get a body on him, and that's the problem. He kept the body on him way too long.
So Dylan Hunter comes out, and Chase Hunter has come back. And the first free throw for Malik Brown is good. Quick reminder to you, Tuesday night, we got a doubleheader for you on ACC Network. Dan Bonner and Corey Alexander get these Tigers at Charlottesville, a Corey cast at JPJ. And then Virginia Tech in Louisville. It's a doubleheader next Tuesday night on ACC Network and always streaming on the ESPN app. You two former Wahoos, behave yourselves, by the way.
I don't think there's any possibility that that'll happen, Wes.
Here's Galloway. And offensive foul call. Brevin used the left arm. He's got 2. Clemson now has 3 guys with 2 and 9 team fouls.
Well, Wes, we've been talking about their aggressiveness on defense, and here's the situation where they've had such success moving the ball. You don't want to try to create things with the dribble against that defense until you've moved the ball.
Clemson's got 9 fouls. Syracuse but 1 with 4:03 to play. Tigers up 16.
Boy, Edwards had great position inside, and they missed him.
Bell trying to find somebody, and it's Brown. 15 to shoot. Now Mintz. That's a 2 from the left, and it's good. Judah Mintz has got 6 in this first half.
He's really good on the drive, Wes. He's really good in the pull-up from mid-range. He's not a great three-point shooter at this point in his career, even though he's made one tonight.
Chase Hunter, Chauncey Wiggins, Josh Beadle came on the floor. A little two-pointer, too strong. Beadle got knocked to the deck, and here's Mintz. He's got Justin Taylor in the ball game now as one of his wingman, too, to replace Girard. Mintz going to fire another 3 and hit. That's 9 for Mintz. He is carrying the Orange on offense.
Wes, coming into this game, he had made a total of 9 three-point baskets in ACC play.
Syracuse is on a 7-0 run. And with 3:14 to go, Brad Brownell wants a timeout here, and Judah Mintz is powering Coach Boeheim's team to only trail 11. On mine.
Judah Mintz is a really good driver, Wes, and a pull-up jump shooter. And he's not a great three-point shooter. He's only got 9 in 16 ACC games coming in, but he's got 2 tonight. And that pull-up off the dribble, and that's going to make him more effective with his drive, Wes, because now Clemson's going to have to push out and guard him.
Yep. Taylor playing the front of that zone with Mintz. Nice quick pass inside. Hall the catch and score. What a tough shot. Ian Shefflin hit Hall right in the hands with a hard bounce pass, and PJ's got 8 on his 4th field goal.
That's a tough pass to catch. You know, it looks very impressive when you throw it, but it's a tough one to catch. Edwards still only has 1 shot attempt.
Williams a 3. Tyson the rebound. Clemson doing a pretty good job, though, Dan. He doesn't get many free chances at the post.
He has to work very hard. P.J. Hall's been doing a great job defensively against him, and they've been pressuring the ball, so the guy with the ball can't see in there for that brief second when Edwards may be open.
Hunter thought about the 3. Now he'll skip it back. Josh Beadle, lefty triple. And Hunter Tyson a rebound. Second chance for the Tigers. Quick bounce pass, and Shefflin misses the jump shot from in the lane.
I think he realized that Jesse Edwards was standing there between he and the basket.
Yep. Here is Mintz with Hunter defending. That'll bound away, and Beadle catches it off the bounce.
That's a great block out by P.J. Hall. He didn't get the rebound, but he prevented Jesse Edwards from getting the rebound.
Beadle attacking. Tyson a 3. Oh, boy.
Wow.
And he was well covered.
And the expression on Chris Bell's face, and I understand that he was right there. That is a very tough shot.
Some kind of half now. 19 in the frame for Hunter Tyson. 4 rebounds, or 5 assists. I should say 5 rebounds for Tyson. And there's a foul on Syracuse. And another look at Tyson, and well defended, Dan.
Well, I mean, Bell is in about as good a position as you can be. He's right up in his face. Nothing you can do about that.
Bell turned it over, so the Tigers get it with 90 seconds to go right now. Here's Hall. That caught in the air, leaves it for Shefflin. Beadle trying to work around Girard, who's returned for the orange. There's Shefflin. And he'll run his own rebound down. Tyson catch and shoot. Back rim miss. Taylor to grab.
He's feeling it like everything he shoots is going in. This is what we're talking about with ball pressure, Wes. The Clemson guards have done a great job pressuring the basketball.
Girard fouled and made it. Hit a 3. Beadle fouled him. What a shot by Joe Girard.
Wes, this is a guy who can score.
Yes, he can.
5,000 points in high school. And he just goes straight up in the air. And Wes, that's the airborne shooter rule.
Right.
Once the guy leaves his feet, the shot isn't over until he comes back down. And Beadle fouled him before he came back down on the court.
The rare 4-point play for Girard. Makes it a 12-point game. Here's Shefflin. Hall driving. Scoop. Tap follows Shefflin.
He may have gotten away with one there, Wes, on a walk. That's something that a jump shot was wide open. Shefflin again with the offensive rebound. He's got at least 4 or 5 of them.
Ian Shefflin has played well in this first half.
Absolutely, and he has struggled in games recently, and that's one of the reasons why Clemson has struggled. Shefflin was such a valuable part of what they were doing earlier in the season.
7 to shoot for Girard. On the drive, threw it up for Edwards, and Tyson went for the block. Thought he had all ball. Bert Smith has got Tyson for his first.
Tyson and P.J. Hall have done a great job tag teaming inside against Edwards. And Hunter Tyson's upset with this wet, but he jumped into Edwards and forced him under the basket.
So here is the 6'11" senior from the Netherlands, and it rattles out.
Wes, and he still hasn't scored tonight.
Comes in averaging nearly 14 points, nearly 10 rebounds in ACC play, and 2.5 block shots a game. He's got 4 rebounds here in the first half, does Jesse Edwards. He is 0 for 1 from the floor.
And that's the most stunning stat. Only one field goal attempt.
Second one good. First points. And with 6 seconds left, here's Chase Hunter. He's going to race it up the floor on Mintz. Oh, Mintz, because Syracuse has only committed 1 foul.
Well,
so
yeah,
Mintz can reach in, and that's just the second. But
maybe he can reach in, Wes. But what if he needs the foul later in the game? I don't like that, doing that in the first half.
Chauncey Wiggins to put it in play. Here is Chase Hunter. Gets it to Hunter Tyson. 3 ball at the horn. Back rim miss, but Clemson's going to take a 13-point lead to the locker room, Dan.
Clemson played very well, Wes, particularly early. They've knocked down threes. Syracuse is going to have to be more aggressive on offense.
Off we go. Here's Kelsey Riggs and Dallin Cuff with the Tigers leading at the break.
Himself open.
It's a two-way street, though. They got to find him, and Clemson's doing a pretty good job defending him, right?
Well, Clemson's doing a great job defending him, being physical with him, and they're doing a great job putting pressure on the ball, so it's hard to find him when he is open.
Yep, here is Mintz, and the Orange with the ball to start the second half at Littlejohn. Gerard back for the rookie. Into traffic, forced it up, got the shot. Nicely done, Judah Mintz. He's got his 4th field goal, first Syracuse player to double figures.
Well, now he can score in traffic, Wes.
Ooh. Clemson did a really good job, as you noted several times, moving the ball against the zone in the first half.
Well, the ball's got to move. It's got to go in and out. And see, Shefflin there, Wes, you can't decide what you're going to do with it before you get it, because the defense was playing off of Shefflin, and he's trying to make a bounce pass to P.J. Hall, and they're backing off Shefflin to cover Hall.
Would you like to have seen him shoot it?
Yes, absolutely. He can shoot that little short shot.
There's a no-look entry pass, and Galloway bangs home a 3. Chase Hunter was looking on the other side of the floor and then threw it cross court. Mahomes no-look for Galloway, who's got 8, by the way. The lead is 16.
But Gerard really working to try to get open.
Wrap it around for Edwards against Hall. Jesse with the right hand and missed it. Tyson clears it.
Nice job by Hall to prevent Edwards from getting any closer to the basket, and that's about as close as Edwards has been able to catch it tonight.
Here's Hunter. Another no look for Galloway. Shefflin at that post area. Now Chase Hunter tees up another one. Gerard in the orange. Back the other way here. Boy, nice screen by Edwards. Got Gerard a window, and then entry pass got dogged go out. And finally, here's Hunter Tyson with the Syracuse turnover. Ahead for Chase Hunter. Galloway another one. Uh-oh. The green light has gotten greener.
Well, Wes, he's one of those guys, when he sees the first one go in, he can't wait to get his hands on it a second time.
Yep. Edwards.
Well, he's surrounded.
Sure is. Clemson's done a nice job on the orange big, but Mintz has bailed him out and hits a 3rd 3. 5.5, 14 in the ball game for Judah Mintz, who...
Wes, and it's worth repeating, in 16 prior conference games, he made a total of 9 threes. He's got 3 tonight.
And it's a career high for him. There's a foul on the orange as Shefflin went hard to the rack. And the foul is on Bell. It'll be his first. It's a first on the orange. Shefflin will go to the line to shoot 2, where he's 76%. It is worth noting Judah Mintz was 2 for 2 from 3 against Duke the other night. And here tonight he is 3 for 3. He's hit 5 straight threes. And Dan, as you've noted, he couldn't buy one for about 2 months. Shefflin missed the free throw. And this young man out of Fort Washington, Maryland, is coming on strong in the final turn of the regular season.
Well, he really is, Wes, but the Clemson defense has been good enough. They've prevented him from getting in the lane on those drives, and he doesn't have any assists tonight.
Those are the third and fourth free throws of the night for Clemson. They're one of their first 4 at the line. It's a very good free throw shooting team. And there's Mintz. He is fouled by Galloway. That'll be the third on Brevin Galloway. It's the first of the half on Clemson. That's 3 free throws now for Judah Mintz.
Wes, that's what happens. You make 3 threes, and then guys are trying to push out on you.
And Mintz will go to the line.
And the Clemson bench is complaining they felt like Mintz kicked his foot out there, and that was the source of the foul.
And Brad Brownell.
That's what he's doing. He's giving the
kind of going through some things with Ramey Steins. As Chase Dylan Hunter is at the table. He's going to come in for Galloway. Meanwhile, they wanted to do a little housework over here in front of the orange bench. And Ted Valentine feels like that's been accomplished. So now Mintz will shoot 3 free throws. And the first one good. How about another look here, Dan?
Well, now Mintz, that foot did come out a little bit, Wes, but Galloway ran into him.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like that. I want the old Reggie Miller leg kick out.
Oh, listen to you talk about your boy. All right, don't forget Thursday nights, 10 o'clock. Following our women's basketball doubleheader, Kelsey Riggs huddles up with Hall of Famer Muffet McGraw, Lexi Brown, and Kelly Gramlich. Nothing but net, all the highlights, all the analysis of ACC women's basketball. Available here on ACCN and, of course, on the ESPN app. Well, I tell Reggie what you said. My goodness. 12-point game. Almost 3 minutes gone here in this second half. Syracuse 10 of 14 at the line tonight. Nice pass. Hall, Shefflin trying to create it. Go back to PJ and 1. 10 for Hall. The foul is on Edwards. It'll be his first, second on the orange, Dan.
Wes, you're just not going to see better interior passing than this. The ball goes from Hunter to Shefflin to Hunter Tyson and back to PJ Hall. That's just outstanding passing. And Wes, the key to that is every pass forces the defense to react, and you make a couple of passes and now the defense is totally out of position.
Hall's into double figures. He's got 10 now on his 5th field goal. First trip to the line for the junior from Dorman High School in Spartanburg. And a free throw no good. Tigers fighting it a little bit at the line tonight. One of their first 5.
Well, they're not fighting it from the other line, Wes, and
nope.
That's been the key.
Mintz on a reroute. Look at this shot. Whoa, Judah Mintz. Wow. And he's got 9 like that in the second half.
So now Syracuse is going to come with some pressure.
He's got all of the Syracuse points too. Here's Chase Hunter back to Dylan, his younger brother. Foul line, Shefflin inside. Hall with the right hand.
Wes, and that's what you do when somebody presses you. You get the ball down the court, you beat the press, and you get an easy shot.
Mintz into traffic. Bell a step back and a good 3 for Chris Bell. Important answer for the Orange there, Dan.
Absolutely. Bell can really shoot it.
Here's Hunter. Orange coming with the trap. Shefflin ahead. Here's Hunter Tyson left open for 3. Off the mark. The rebound run down by Bell. Oh, Bell might have gotten away with a bit of a double dribble. Works foul line. Hanging 2. Bounced out. Hall the rebound for the Tigers. Game's getting a little pace to it.
Well, Wes, for as well as Clemson has played, we've still got over 15 minutes left in the game, and it's only an 11-point game.
Yeah. Hunter working on the top. Foul line, here's Shefflin. Monir Hema into the game, and Tyson is fouled in the corner by Mintz on a 3. Second on Mintz. So Hunter Tyson will shoot 3 free throws when we come back to Little John.
Some Clemson ball movement. This after Syracuse tried to press. Clemson just got going before Syracuse got set, and what an athletic play by PJ Hall, coming under the basket and dunking that thing over his head.
Dozen for Hall tonight, 6 of 8. You see the 4 rebounds. He's on the Tiger bench. Middlebrooks has come back into the ball game. And so is Alex Hemingway, by the way, for the first time here in the second half. And Hunter Tyson's going to shoot 3 free throws. Fouled by Mintz as we went to break. Free throw good. Tyson, by the way, the 8th best free throw shooter in the ACC, now with 20 on his first free throw. Second one good. Don't forget Thursday night, women's basketball doubleheader coming for you. Miami and Louisville. Katie Meyer and Jeff Walls locking up at 6 o'clock Eastern in Derby City, and then State and Duke from Cameron. Carol Lawson's got the Blue Devils 11th in the country. That's all here on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. 22 now for Hunter Tyson. He's got his 7th 20-point game of the year. Gerard blocked partially, I think, by Hemingway, and Tyson got the rebound.
Hemingway did a nice job staying in front that time.
Now to Chase Hunter.
But remember, Joe Girard is a guy who can get a lot of threes quickly.
Chase Hunter, a shot fake, standing 3. 9 for Hunter on 3 triples tonight, Dan.
And again, he's really struggled shooting the 3 in ACC play.
Tyson, the rebound of the Mintz miss.
But just when you think Syracuse might be crawling back in, Clemson knocks down a couple of threes.
Up top, Tyson. There's foul line for Shefflin. He and a couple dribbles. Skip for Hemingway, standing 3. Oh boy, Alex Hemingway's 31st 3 of the year.
Really good patience inside by Shefflin. Shefflin is having himself a heck of a night.
Largest lead of the ball game now for Clemson. Raining triples tonight in the upstate. Tigers have hit 12 of them so far.
When we started selling my house,
Receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking. Oh, the early years of the three-point app, one of my favorites. There's Gerard. Boeheim wants a foul, wasn't called. Here's Tyson. Da-dunk. Jim Boeheim thought Gerard was fouled going in the lane, and Clemson dunks it at the other end to push it to 22. Inside Edwards the catch, fouled and one. First field goal of the night for Jesse Edwards. Comes with 13:45 to play in the ball game on Middlebrook's second foul, Dan.
Well, Joe Girard takes the ball into the lane here, Wes, and he leans into Hemingway. But Hemingway went straight up in the air. And watch this dunk by Hunter Tyson. Somehow he ducks under the arm of Benny Williams.
Edwards at the line. He is 73%. This is his improved a player over the last, 2.5 years, Dan?
I would agree with that, Wes. He really has developed his skills. And I think a big reason for Clemson's lead tonight, in addition to their 12 three-point field goals, is they have limited Jesse Edwards.
Here's Hunter in the corner. Tyson thought about it. Foul line, Shefflin working against Edwards. Back for a Tyson 3. Long rebound. Gerard swiped it out of there.
Another really good decision by Shefflin, Wes. That ball didn't go in the basket, but that was a really good pass.
Williams got trapped going baseline, and a foul on Middlebrooks will be his 3rd. He and Galloway, the 2 Tigers, with 3. That's 3 on Clemson here in the second half, and Benny Williams getting ready to go to the line.
Well, this is a nice job by Syracuse. They push the ball up, and Benny Williams just attacks the basket.
Benny Williams, sophomore from Bowie, Maryland. First of the free throws is good. Don't forget, Tuesday night, doubleheader of ACC basketball comes your way. Charlottesville, where Virginia will host Clemson. Only meeting of the regular season between those two. And then you got Virginia Tech and Louisville from the Yum Center at 9 o'clock. Tuesday night doubleheader right here on ACC Network. Williams got 1 of the 2. The lead is 18 for Clemson. Hemingway, Hunter, Tyson, Chauncey Wiggins, P.J. Hall on the floor. Chase Hunter on the drive, lost it. Wiggins scooped it up, tried to put it up, and Edwards blocked it out of bounds. That's the impact of Jesse Edwards. His 77th block shot of the year, Dan.
Well, the Syracuse defense does a nice job here, Wes. They tipped the ball and made it a tough play on the inside.
Hemingway a triple. Back rim miss. Mintz the foul line grab.
I think Syracuse has to move a little bit more quickly, Wes. They're down 18.
On the drive, Mintz tried to feed it to Edwards. He got kicked around. Hemingway's got it. What a save. Here's Tyson with Girard to beat. And he'll wheel it out. And the Tigers will reset with Hunter in the middle of the floor.
That's a great job by the Orange getting back on defense.
Chase Hunter, a lob, Hall, the catch and score. I wasn't sure quite where Chase was lobbing that, Dan.
Well, P.J. Hall does a really nice job, Wes, recognizing that he can't dunk it, just flips it in the basket.
Williams. Here's Girard. Hemingway doing all he can to keep himself in front of 11, who got a bit of a screen and missed on the three, and Edwards punches home the rebound dunk. Orange jump right into the press. Here's Wiggins, quick pass. Tyson feeds Hall, right back for Wiggins. Brad Brownell wanted a foul on Chauncey Wiggins' move to the hoop. Instead, here's Mintz at the other end. He tried to dunk it. And it rattled out.
Wes, that's a really tough dunk to make, coming underneath the basket like that.
Hemingway left it on the rim. Edwards collects. Girard is trying to get Williams to move here in the offense against the Tigers. Joe dumps in a jump shot. He's got 11 now on his 4th field goal.
Well, that's a really nice job. He drove the defense away with a little fake and then was able to step inside Hemingway.
Here is the inbounds for Tyson, and he is around. And Hunter goes all the way to the glass. He got around Bell, Dan. 7.5 and 26 now for Hunter Tyson.
He got around a couple of guys, Wes. You don't often see Hunter Tyson dribble the ball against the press all the way up the court for a layup.
Pretty slick open field moves. Girard lost the handle against Hemingway. 15 for the Orange on the shot clock. Mintz. Benny Williams a 3.
When Clemson will take that shot every time. And Jesse Edwards, Wes, as far as the Syracuse offense is concerned, is just totally out of the game.
Right.
And that's not a formula for success for the Orange.
Hunter left alone. 4 threes and 12 points tonight for Chase Hunter. But this game tonight is about number 5 in the white, Dan.
Well, he goes by one guy, that's Girard, then he goes by Bell, excuse me, and then by the best shot blocker in the ACC. Wow.
Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from...
To our ACC network coverage of men's basketball tonight here at Littlejohn Coliseum. 21-point lead for Brad Brownell's team at 73-52.
And what a performance by Hunter Tyson.
Oh my gosh. By the way, Brad Brownell knows Tyson has secured another double-double tonight too, Dan. He's now got 26 points, 10 rebounds. Copeland's coming to game. Tyson defends him. Mintz, by the way, is out. Symir Torrance onto the floor for the Orange. And here is Torrance. Little soft floater, spins out. Hema had a shot at it. Dylan Hunter ends up with the loose change.
Well, Mintz was just exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's been playing unbelievably hard.
Galloway. Hall, baseline, Shefflin. All his hard work got rewarded there, Dan. Ian's played really well tonight, but it's been a little grimy for him, hasn't it?
Well, it has been, and again, Wes, you see great interior passing.
Girard on the baseline, 23-point Clemson lead. Torrance trying to find something, tried to bounce it inside. Brown the catch. Copeland in traffic. He threw it by Monir Hema. And now with 4 on the clock, Torrance had a shot rattle out.
You know, you're talking about Shefflin, Wes. He's got 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for the Tigers tonight.
Clemson's got a season high 23 assists tonight. Shefflin for Hall. PJ tried to save it. Torrance had it, and tell you what now, Samir almost ended up over here in Bonner's lap.
Wes, we've seen all night that the Clemson Tigers have done a great job when they get the ball in the interior with the passing. PJ Hall that time catches it and sees Shefflin cutting to the basket. Outstanding.
10 to shoot. Tigers can't wait around here. Oh, Galloway. Back rim miss, and Torrance the rebound. Samir Torrance, the transfer from Marquette. He's got a little gear about him, Dan, in the open floor with the ball.
Yeah, he does, and I think Syracuse is going to have to use some of that gear. He's missed, not contested shots, but shots close to the basket. You know, the Orange can't, I mean, they're down, West, by 13 points with 8 minutes to go. They can't really, 23. They don't really have the time to play a half-court game.
Shefflin in traffic. Hall the rebound. PJ went right back up with it, and a foul called on Monir Hima, I believe, by Ted Valentine. Yep. Sophomore from Niger. Transfer from Duquesne, his first. On Saturday when Virginia Tech visits Cameron. But Tyson's 13th double-double tonight, Dan, pushes him to within 4 of Baycott, who leads the ACC in that category. And you see Jesse Edwards there. Norchad Omir's had a terrific year. And Filipowski's going to be the Rookie of the Year. I'm not breaking any news there tonight. Long inbounds, and Galloway will take it on a bounce, and we're back to action here at Littlejohn.
Well, obviously, Wes, the Clemson threes are a big story of the game, but I think Clemson's overall intensity, particularly their intensity on the defensive end, has really been critical for this ball game.
Here's Hall on a catch, and I think we're going to get a foul on, again, Monir Hima trying to defend PJ Hall. That is 5 on Syracuse. And Jesse Edwards makes the walk back in front of our courtside location to return, as does Judah Mintz here.
Well, this is a situation where PJ Hall is just fighting for the ball, and Hema knocks him a couple of times.
Well, Hema had the old defensive pass interference. He was holding the jersey. Here's Hall. That's a 2 off the end line. And Mintz without his wingman Gerard here. On the drive, Judah flipped it up, and Edwards follows it home. 7.5, 8 in the ball game for Jesse Edwards, and that allows Syracuse to press.
Wes, and that's one thing we haven't seen a lot of today, and that is Syracuse being able to get all the way to the basket, draw the defense, get the ball up on the board, and allow Jesse Edwards to follow it.
Backcourt foul on Copeland. Here's another look at the Mintz miss.
You can see he just draws all the white shirts, Wes, and that allows Jesse Edwards. He comes from the free throw line and nobody blocks him out. But interestingly enough, Mintz has not, nor anybody else, has not been able to get all the way to the basket and create that situation very often tonight.
Inbounds, here's Galloway. Again, pressure. Chase Hunter. Another no look for Tyson. Quickly, here's Shefflin. Ian into traffic. Right back out for Brevin Galloway. Under 7 we go. Shefflin. Nice pass, PJ Hall. That is now 24 assists tonight for Clemson. Not only is that a season high, that's the most of any Tiger team under Brad Brownell's watch. And that is only 412 games, Dan. And there's an offensive foul on Copeland at the orange end of the floor, which is 7 now on Coach Boeheim's team.
Well, this is a situation where Copeland is trying to create something, but there's nothing there. Tyson does a great job moving his feet. And Wes, we've been talking about the energy and intensity on the defensive end. I think we've seen energy and intensity by Clemson on the offensive end.
Yeah.
They've moved the ball very well. They've moved themselves very well. They found open men.
I think the other part too, Dan, if you were wondering where the Tigers were in terms of the remainder of the regular season when a lot of people are kind of writing them off, I think Brownell's team wants to fight.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any quit. These guys have really played hard tonight.
10 for Shefflin on his 5th field goal. kick out for Torrance. And the rebound for Edwards as we go inside of 6 to play. Here's Mintz on the drive, feeds Benny Williams. He was under the goal, and Syracuse is going to get bailed out with a foul on P.J. Hall. That'll be his second. It's the 4th on the Tigers. So the Orange will put it in play on the baseline. And here's what we're talking about. The Tigers losing 4 of 5 and 5 of 9. The net is 82. The quad 1 is 3 of 3. And they've gone from last 4 to final 4 to considered now in Joe Lunardi's bracketology. But Dan, you mentioned this earlier at the top tonight. A couple opportunities awaiting them, but you had to win tonight. Edwards turns and scores over Hall, 9.5, 10 in the game for Jesse Edwards.
Well, Wes, what that resume showed you was that the Tigers have put themselves in position. Now, not as strong a position as they were in before losing 4 of 5, but everybody struggles once in a while during the season.
Torrance flies off the turnover for his first points.
And that's something else. Syracuse usually pretty good at forcing turnovers, but they haven't been able to force turnovers and create easy baskets.
Galloway took his eye off the ball, so to speak, and Torrance able to force the turnover. And here's Chase Hunter into the forecourt. He'll get into the lane and draw the foul from Edwards. A couple of free throws coming for Hunter on the 8th against the Orange. But here's Torrance a moment ago.
This is only the 6th turnover of the game against the Clemson Tigers. And the Tigers have really been good with the basketball, very strong with the basketball. They weren't that particular time. But Wes, to get back to what we're talking about with that Clemson resume,
right,
the Tigers haven't played themselves out of anything. They have plenty of opportunities, but the key now is you got to win games. And so the opportunity is right there in front of them. In fact, Wes, people talking about who's in and who's out. Well, you know what? Nobody's in.
That's right.
Nobody's in.
Literally nobody's in.
And the only teams that are out are those teams that there's 11 of them. They're still transitioning.
Right.
So they're not eligible to play. New Mexico State has ended their season. And then there are a couple of leagues where everybody from the conference doesn't make it to the tournament. The Ivy League is an example. And Columbia from the Ivy League has been mathematically eliminated from the Ivy League tournament. So technically Columbia is out. And there's a couple other schools like that. But there's very few schools that are out and nobody's in.
Yep. Under 5 to go. The lead is 22. Benny Williams squares up and knocks down a long 2. Second field goal of the night for Williams. And here's the press again from the Orange. And here's Galloway, a little easier time on this particular trip for Clemson.
P.J. Hall down underneath the basket, telling him just slow everything down.
Here's Hunter, foul line Shefflin, Galloway. Back out for a 3 from the left. Long rebound, and Torrance and the Orange try to run. Here's the rookie Taylor handling it. Now Mintz, another one. How about Judah Mintz? He's got a season high 4 threes tonight, and he's had a terrific ball game. Boy, Mintz has now got 21. That ball got deflected in the backcourt. Galloway, Clemson's got to work it toward the front here, and they do with a pass ahead for Hall with under 4 to go. Brad Brownell, I'm sure, wants to see his team finish strong. Shefflin is fouled on the play by Edwards. Free throws for Ian Shefflin.
Very many basketball games scoring 48 points, and Boston College is such a tough, physical, defensive team. And I think they are as tough and physical as any team in the conference, particularly when they're playing at home.
Boy, what a tough night for the Tigers at the free throw line. They may live to tell about it, but Dan, this is a really good free throw shooting team. It's not having a great night.
Well, unfortunately for them, Wes, it's about the only thing they haven't done well tonight.
They traveled. Chase Hunter walked in the backcourt with 3:28 to play.
That's only 7 turnovers for Clemson,
yep.
Wes.
By the way, Virginia only shot 32% tonight from the floor, Dan.
Well, and they were 1 for 10 from 3 in the first half.
And finished 4 of 21. Taylor, that's a 2.
This kid's a really good shooter.
He is. I'm gonna tell you what, he's got a little bit of the crew cut that Buddy Boeheim had. I'll tell you what, but he's a little bigger. A couple of years from now, he might be somebody you want to pick up when he gets off the bus. Justin Taylor, he is from Charlottesville, by the way, Virginia. Tyson gunning again. Rattled out. Shefflin, another rebound. Ian Shefflin closing in on a double-double.
Wes,
There's
if this
another
game
rebound
goes on
for
much
Shefflin.
longer, he's going to close in on a triple-double.
That's right. Now with 8 rebounds. Got a bucket of assists. Tyson a 3. Hello.
Wes, that's the way the game started. They missed a couple of threes. Shefflin got the rebound, and finally they make one.
10, 8, and 6 tonight for Shefflin, by the way. Terrific game for the young man from Loganville, Georgia, and Grayson High School. There's Edwards scoring. 12 in the game now for Jesse Edwards.
Well, and Wes, so he's got a double-double. He's got 12 and 10, and you know, and that's interesting because he's got the double-double, but he really hasn't been a factor in the game.
Yeah.
And again, you get the penetration this time with the pass, and P.J. Hall has to leave Edwards, so he's open. But Edwards, he only took one field goal attempt in the first half, only scored 1 point, and so he's had a good offensive second half. But that double-double really hadn't affected this game.
Brevin Galloway knocks down his first free throw. Galloway tonight is his 4th game against the ACC where he's made at least 3 threes.
Wes, obviously they've made a lot of threes,
right.
But I think one of the big things, in addition to the other stuff we've talked about, is the game that Ian Shefflin has had. And Ian Shefflin has struggled recently, and he's not responsible for the Tigers' struggles. But when he plays well, that gives Clemson an added dimension that makes them really hard to defend.
Front rim miss for Taylor. Chase Hunter the rebound. Look at this. Oh! Whoa! Wait a second. Hang on, big fella. I mean, didn't you just get enough birthday cake last night? Jesse Edwards inside with the right hand. It rolls out. Shefflin battling for the rebound. And Torrance a foul on Brevin Galloway. Oh, Dan, take us back to your days when you used to do this.
Well, I never did this, Wes, but this is really something. He's all alone and decides a little bit of showtime. P.J. Hall normally isn't that kind of, you know, but I don't think he realizes anybody's behind him, Wes. But he's had a heck of a game. And again, his aggressiveness against Jesse Edwards has been a big factor. I think he may have done that because Jesse Edwards scored a couple of baskets on him.
Galloway free throw, 9.5, 14 in the game for Brevin Galloway, and now the cavalry will change. This is quite a statement by Brad Brownell's team tonight, Dan. This is not easing by. This is 20 plus with 90 seconds left.
They really played well, Wes, and obviously the game is much easier when the ball goes in the basket, and it didn't go in the basket for him against Louisville. And tonight, you know, they made 13 threes, and so that really helps when you make that many threes. But their energy, their aggressiveness on both ends of the court was really impressive.
It looked like January Clemson tonight, didn't it?
It did, and again, I'll point out that Ian Shefflin had a lot to do with that. When he can give them that kind of contribution, they suddenly become really tough.
Benny Williams against R.J. Godfrey knocks it down. 7 now for Benny Williams, and Chauncey Wiggins will put it in play, and here's Josh Beadle. Tigers now have to solve this press in the final 70 seconds. Here's Wiggins, now Godfrey. And Brad Brownell's telling everybody who to get. Godfrey, get the ball to Wiggins. And a minute left to go. And there's Wiggins. He got it swatted out of there by Edwards. Here's Mintz. And a nice skip-through layup for Judah Mintz. Boy, he's been good tonight. 8th field goal. He's got 23. One off his ACC high. The lead is 18 here with Under a minute to go. Tigers are going to Raleigh. They beat NC State 78-64 in late December. And the Wolfpack, after the win against Carolina, and later tonight they'll get Wake Forest. There's Middlebrook scoring. And Syracuse is going to Pittsburgh, who beat Georgia Tech last night, Dan, for the second meeting of the year. As Williams lays it in.
And Pittsburgh won the first meeting of the year, Wes, at Syracuse.
Yep. And Clemson is going to win convincingly tonight, Dan, 91-73. Huh?
Really was convincing, Wes, and there's a lot of basketball left to be played, important basketball left to be played.
The Tigers have set a record tonight with their 12th ACC victory of the year. They've never done it. And tonight, they make it a no-doubter. 91-73 the final. Hunter Tyson